Hi, my name's Claire O'Brien, student number 166-55263. I'm currently studying a Bachelor of Primary Teaching, focusing on the subject Literacy Education 2. I'm here today to explain current research around the principles and processes underpinning the acquisition of writing skills, to discuss how a teacher's assessment and evaluation of children's writing influences further teaching, evaluate my findings and apply these findings to the classroom setting, and finally, how can I creatively teach children to write? So, let's get started. Students in Australian classrooms have diverse linguistic backgrounds and needs. This diversity is shaped by cultural and language backgrounds, socio-economic factors, and individual learning histories. Standard Australian English, SAE, the language of our classrooms, may not be the language that all learners are proficient in or even familiar with. Teachers create an environment which fosters the development of SAE in our linguistically diverse classrooms. The successful teaching of SAE is founded on showing acceptance of students' culture, connecting lessons with the students' personal experiences and prompting behaviours, and expectations that are culturally sensitive. Clear teacher instructions of meaningful, authentic content in a supportive inclusion environment fosters the development of language skills in all students. The shape of the Australian Curriculum version 4.0, created by the Australian Curriculum Assessment and Reporting Authority in October 2012, states on point 12, an Australian curriculum in the 21st century needs to acknowledge the changing ways in which young people will learn and the challenges that will continue to shape their learning in the future. The curriculum is important in setting out what will be taught, what students need to learn, and the expected quality of that learning. Teachers are able to access resources such as the First Steps literacy documents. Using the Speaking and Listening Map of Development created by the Department of Education in 2013, teachers are able to seek information about speaking and listening, assessing development, combining speaking and listening, exploratory speaking and listening, proficient speaking and listening, advanced and emergent skills regarding speaking and listening, as well as seek other resources using provided links. These documents allow teachers to follow the Australian Curriculum Assessment and Reporting Authority guidelines. With the clear global statement overview provided, teachers are able to assess students using the major teaching emphases and key indicators. Teachers can align their students to the beginning phase, early phase, exploratory phase, and the consolidating phase. The current principle and processes underpinning the acquisition of writing skills I am focusing on throughout this video will be Principle 3 in the text Literacy for the 21st Century, A Balanced Approach, written by Gail Tompkins, Rod Campbell, and David Green. This topic begins on page 14 under Effective Teachers Create a Community of Learners. So what does this mean? Classrooms are communal areas. The classroom that shareholders create influence the learning that will take place within its walls. For this reason, teachers and students are able to create a social classroom to encourage effective learning. Students and teachers are able to feel safe and humble in the classroom, similar to a family home. In these inclusive classrooms, students learn how to respect one another as well as support their peers' learning. Culturally diverse classmates are valued throughout each community of learners, as mentioned earlier with SAE and multiliteracies. On page 14 of the text, characteristics of a classroom community are listed. These include responsibility. Students, teachers, and other stakeholders are responsible for their behaviour and contributions to learning. Teachers make guidelines and strategies, expecting stakeholders to be responsible and are also expected to model responsible behaviour. Opportunities. Students have the opportunities to engage in authentic texts, as well as the opportunity to share their work with classmates and other community members. Teachers are able to use these opportunities as a form of formal assessment, assessing which activities are chosen and achievements throughout the assessed tasks. Engagement. Students and stakeholders are motivated to learn inside the classroom and out. Students often have a selection and choice of the reading and writing activities they partake in. As the student spends more time engaging in literacy activities, they will begin to spend more time reading and/or writing. Teachers provide opportunities for students to read and write in meaningful activities. This not only provides adequate literacy skills, it provides satisfactory assessment resources such as critical literacy assessment. Demonstration. Demonstrations are provided as literacy strategies by the teacher. Students are then encouraged to use demonstration activities such as Think Aloud. Teachers are able to assess recognition literacy through the Thinking Aloud activity. Risk-taking. Teachers encourage the students to explore topics, making risks and guessing. Students are educated that it is all right to get something wrong throughout risk-taking activities. Instruction. Teachers provide instruction through professionally judged milestones. Teachers are able to assess the students using clear instruction through formative assessment. Response. Feedback is given through many different ways. Giving responses after activities allows students to work on given and giving feedback. Choice. Students are given the choice on literacy development, such as the book they read, within the limits set by the teacher. It is believed that students are more motivated to learn when they are given choices. Time. Teachers allow students appropriate time to complete tasks. In America, it is recommended to give 2 hours of uninterrupted literacy learning a day. However, here in Australia, literacy activities take place throughout the other core subjects. Assessment. The stakeholders work together to build guidelines for assessment. This way, students or teachers can monitor their own work, as well as participate in the evaluation. Combining these characteristics create a community of learners, also giving the teacher opportunities for assessment and evaluation of the students' literacy skills. Teachers are able to use Figure 1.5 in the First Step Second Edition, Linking Assessment, Teaching and Learning. This is an overview of text, including modes, written, spoken and visual rubrics, allowing the teacher to assess where their student is up to. Teachers are able to use the assessment, teaching and learning cycle to evaluate student needs, identify resources and planning, select teaching and learning experiences, monitor student progress and teacher effectiveness, as well as ongoing reflection. These resources are easily available. Other forms of assessing students through the combined characteristics include recognition literacy. Recognition literacy may be used as a summative assessment tool, assessing students on their capability to recognise literacy symbols, signs, phrases, and terms. Finally, comprehending them to a given message. Reflection literacy and reproduction literacy allows the teacher to use formative and summative assessment. The teacher will give clear instruction regarding reproduction literacy in the class. Using the interactive whiteboard, the teacher will read the class a book. During this time, the students will jot down major parts of the story as the teacher emphasises these scenes. The teacher will then allocate the class into small groups to continue the classroom community tool and ask the students to discuss the story and major scenes. Then break it, manipulate it, and reassemble it. By doing this, the groups will create a new story. Reading the story aloud encourages the use of all characteristics of a classroom community. An overview of my research has led me to the conclusion of a happy classroom is an educationally strong classroom.